cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. You tried to convince me it was all in my head, and I felt like it's not you, it's me instead. I wanted to rock with you, roll with you. Said you was my baby girl, then you left me too. Everything was kosher, perfect like a poster. Then I got word that you wanna leave a picture. Off with somebody else, off with the jerk. With the shame on me, I really thought that it could work. Off with somebody else, off with the loser. Shame on me, I really thought we had a. Lately I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to turn to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else, choose you instead. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else, chose you instead. Yeah, lately I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to turn to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else, chose you instead. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. Got up in the morning, took a shot, it's the rock.
Check, 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 check. And we are here without fear. You know, I gotta get my proper English tongue in because right now I'm wearing a shirt full of colors. You know, and my future look bright. My future looks bright. And with that, I want to say manners and respect to each and everybody who's tuned into the topics. My name is, yeah, you could call me Jason, but we prefer China Wall, standing tall. Wutu. But otherwise than that, it's all about the topics. Thanks for Real Entertainment Network for having us here every Tuesday. You know, me alongside Alan Powell. What? What story it is? Jesse, you green out. Well, the thing about it, right? I ain't that independent. I ain't that independent. Make I can't make certain decisions on my own because with this show we have an executive board, and when I go rogue, I get disciplined and come back to the drawing board and align myself. Because he had times also me Alan guy taught, and we had a discipline committee put me in my place. You know what I mean? Align me back in order, and look how we here back to normal. And we rolling. Right, Alan?
I'm glad you mentioned that because people are fight, so me walk over the I'll be supposed to start off the show with fighting. You check it out
Of,
because you're right.
of course.
You had to go in the disciplinary committee up to this evening in your thirsty ass. We got premium show content, and Mister don't do it for the likes. We ain't gonna post it for the likes. Eh? Had to end up before the disciplinary board. You check it out. But um, Jason, really and
Yes.
truly, normally I would have started off and tell people about blah blah blah. I went SK, for the movies, post me picture. You as usual with your hate. You just gotta hate on my picture, man. But and do
That
my little
content.
thing. Do my little thing. But really and truly, I can't even talk about that because so much has happened. So much has happened since the last time we was here, Jason. We was
Yeah.
here,
But
we were talking.
let me ear up me here, Daddy, but cause you look like you full of content too. Make sure get all the content into social media right now.
We was talking about um, what the good night, Miss Jeffers Lewis. We was talking about what Cleon need to do to get the mandate of the masses. And we need to hear more. And we got more. Like I said, right after the show, you check, I start to get messages about her statement to the public. So it had the slammer call, the call from slammer, the infamous call. Oh my God, wait there. And while me there on that, if anybody vex with Abby, I encourage you. You know, you can get Abby the word them in the comments, but you not free to call Abby and get Abby the word too. You check it out. I jealous tell me premium content. We had the budget. You know what I'm saying? And basically, everybody has already had a turn. I have not listened to everybody. I listened to some people, you know, and I have some documents. Um, so Jason, with all of that being said, so much of things going on. I'll be going all the way back to last week and start from back to front.
We go start from that 27-minute video, and we're gonna break it down into at least 10
Wonderful,
minutes.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Listen, first of all, I got certain things on me cloudy pan. It feel like it was so long ago, and I just, ladies and gentlemen, give me a little I want y'all to permit me this evening one or two might slip out tonight. Couple of them might slip out tonight, but as we done said, this a big people show. You check, people were making decisions, people who want to be informed. So I mean, we kind of laying as the audience. Couple of because me just been a listen. I don't know if I listen clear on tonight, and we're gonna get to that. But me been a listen clear on tonight, and miss boy, me there hold me head and me say, oh, Miss God, what, boy, Cleon? Wow. But your views on the video, the 27-minute video. What were your views?
There are certain things that caught my attention in terms of Hensley Daniel.
Okay. Okay. You
Like,
wanna be specific? Let we not just say hence the Daniel. Let we say the thing what it is. The
well, supposedly, it seems like, you see,
it
well,
was
it looked
alleged
like
in her
it was,
statements.
yes,
Mm,
it was alleged that Hensley Daniel wanted to be the senator and still be the head executive for the board, right?
yes. Well, I don't think that is not even the thing. From what I heard, he wanted to have it for a particular period of time in order to secure a pension. Um, I was telling people, I think I even informed you of this, that in order to get the pension, it's not just that you have to be in there for a particular number of years, but they have to be consecutive. So if you're in there for 2 terms, for example, one you're in, you lose and then you get back in, you would not qualify for a pension in that scenario. You got to be in there for, I think it's 8 years consecutive. So even had he gone back in there to be a senator, he would not have been on. But I think that was the more damning part of the allegation from my recollection.
Um, with that being said, really something going on, yes, sir. Okay, we good now. With that being said, if you said that, that mean that ain't that ain't basically holding no weight. Then if Henry Daniel looking to secure your pension, that mean NRP were planning to lose a next term. Then
Well, it is not. It would. Okay, let me say this. You really start off. with regards to what Cleon said, there are certain things that Cleon said, which is always true when somebody talk for a whole half an hour and all of them do allege. There are certain things where she said this being one of them, which if true, would mean that Hensley Daniel is compromised. And I also would note that he called in to tell me, because I had to listen to tell me. We can move on to that soon, but and he addressed certain things, but he did not address that specific part of the allegation. And all I'm gonna say is I found that strange because, as I said, that is the most damning part of the allegation because that goes to your credibility, and that goes to you wanting for you, basically. So I just found it strange that he did not he did not address that part of the allegation. That
She
was
not
it.
saying about Zook's salary.
But
Exactly, nothing more than that.
if Zook been a little older, really and truly Zook would have been a get pension and salary. Cause you know Zook qualify. Cause he been in there
Yeah?
for two cancer. He qualified for pension. He been remember he get 2013 and 2017, so he qualified for a pension.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right. So he could done with politics now.
yeah.
And Lefan just Lefan run it.
Why? It was another sponsorship. Oh yeah, as you mentioned that let me just clear up something, and this is not to knock Fan, as I said. The $20,000 was from Bank of Nevis. And at that time he was working for the Bank of Nevis, so he was the representative. So it's not necessarily he just giving checks. He just supporting the schools right now. Sports time. Some things just don't need addressing because, as you said, it would not have been possible, as she said. He was asking for one more year. Well, yeah, to get back to that, I'm glad you direct me to that. Why you say going around for saying, for, who you mean, Devon? Mr. Jones? Oh yeah, Devon, I got a question I want to ask you now. When I remember, I'm going to ask you, but I got a question I want to ask. Yes, and Devon, big up in general, man. I was down in, as I was saying, I was down in St. Kitts and I sit down on the pier before I went to the movies, and I heard you on the radio show, giving your takes. I like it. Why? Why? You make me feel bad and all because you all the way down on the pier. Everybody hear you. You check it out. That's what me want me whole people right now in a bar and thing. Tell them put on the TV. You check. We got technology now, digital age. You check. That's I want to be like them. But with regards to the Hensley thing, that one of the things what Cleon said. If true, Hensley got go. With regards to the situation even currently, you got to watch Hensley in a panel still. But yeah, if that the truth, Hensley got go. And I think there are certain things in general. I can understand Cleon frustration with NRP. I understand. I think if I was in a similar position, I think maybe I would have had some similar frustrations. But here's the thing about it, Jason. Here's the thing about what Cleon did. I feel like in saying some of the things Cleon said, she went beyond the boundaries of confidentiality in some areas. In a way that
Mm-hmm.
no, because remember we was debating. You think Cleon like the suspension gonna be permanent or it gonna be temporary? Right now, I can tell you. With current statements Cleon has made then and since, he gonna definitely be permanent. he gonna be. There is no part back because certain things which you know in confidence. Cleon, for example, has said that she loyal. Loyalty imply in our relationship. When the relationship is over, what was done during the relationship remains between the parties of the relationship. Whether it's Abby went a thief, um, Abby, you know, you went and you had this thing with this girl where you're not necessarily being supposed to had something with you and you particular individual. When are you done, you can't just go and talk and all of the story about what used to go on or whatever. In my estimation, if we looking at loyalty, then it got to be true and true. You understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like I feel like yeah, you're going, go. You understand? But like when you go and it's like which part you used to live is like okay, I gonna burn down that day and the two are gonna to build over. Well,
Yeah.
me no really know how that gonna work on the loyalty scale.
Well, who you gonna be loyal to?
Um, whatever she gonna start, you know, and that's the next thing, right? Um, Cleo now got a heavy undertaking because now, as an independent candidate, she have to come now and tell us what is her philosophy. I would think that she's gonna have to do it on the legendary show, which is not necessarily political. But you might got to do a little thing as far as like not because clearly your philosophy is not the same philosophy as the NRB. You have your own philosophy. You got your own way about going about things and how you see an organization should function. So you know, being an independent candidate now, you got to go out and do these things. Good evening. So now she go come out with a new philosophy. She got to come now get financing, and I'm talking about like in a not just the money that should I get, but like from an infrastructure perspective. When you got infrastructure, when you got, she would have said this evening, she is unceremoniously short because of the circumstances, and that's now when you're isolated, as this person here saying, when you're isolated and you don't got the infrastructure at NRP, you ain't got all the brain power. You just got you and your team. Is a smaller pool you got to pull from now. You got less resources now. So I just feel like she has an immense task. But I want to say something very and it's very selfish. Let me just learn. It's very selfish. No, because of the task for Cleon got, I feel like the best thing for Cleon and news right now, Cleon will resign. We're going to have an election at the very least. I think so. But no, for the topics, no. I want Cleon. I never want Cleon to resign. If she lose in the next election, then she lose. But for the next 5 years, just Cleon talking. Oh my God! You know how much of content that there is? You know how much of content? No, we can't lose Cleon. Cleon, I don't want to lose you. You understand? So when Jetty Taylor tell you, Cause all this weekend people tell me how me like no, me not. Like me and here what going on too. We not talking about nothing with Cleon. Me specifically. Me no Cleon. So me can't even tell you me not like Cleon. Me just talk about like what we see, what people comment on. Up to tonight, I heard somebody say in the comments, I like to see Cleon like this, not with the junk of makeup. And me want to see. I to talk about what is spoken about, and sometimes what you know what I mean. This is what me I try to tell you. This ain't this ain't Freedom FM. No, Freedom can't talk about that. So it's them kind of vibes. But for our sake, Cleon, just for content, you don't resign here. You stay strong.
Somebody, somebody tag a politician. Let Janice hear what's going on here. Let Hensley hear what's going on here. You know what I mean? Right now, we have
But
to be social media savvy and listen to words and inspiration we have to
boy,
offer.
this boy, pan, right now, right now, wherever John is there, right? This is how we're going now, Janice. This is how we're going now, Janice, right now. You check it out. Let me tell you. Me no know if you hear. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Janice is ducking. Wow! Big man. Oh my god. Maybe you're not hear that. But there you go. So you have any more and listen, really and truly he had more. Cleon said
Yeah,
some other
good
conflicting
politics.
things. She said some other conflicting things inside of her speech. But as I say, man, so much of things happen, man.
Yeah,
So many
like,
things happen.
but in a nutshell, right? When if we look at it, right, she basically contradicts herself one out of times too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the, there was just some ambiguities in her statements, and I think one of them, for example, which she even was addressing up to today, is that people was asking whether or not she resign. You understand? Because and that was why I was saying, like, if Cleon going and say no, she's an independent, she has to now come out and give her a whole political philosophy. You know?
But
Cleon got to be
but
a party. You know?
Alan, but it's not watch out, but it's not only that too, you know. Remember I had said earlier before, like remember we said couple shows back. I said even though she chose extra now, she never been choose extra from the get go. And look at that way look at where he had led to at the point in time that extra had to resign from the office of the opposition too.
Well, things have changed. X has grown up. You understand? And by the way, big up 5 trees. You check it out. Decent wings. I like the vibes. So big up 5 trees. Big up DJ
Alan,
X-Ray.
no, she stand and says she has no party affiliation.
Um, yeah, I understand about saying that you don't have a party affiliation, I know, but as I'm saying now, Cleon got to let me know. Cleon, wait, what are you? You're a conservative, you're liberal. Um, what policies are you coming with? Because I think today she would have mostly critiqued the government and she would have come with a list of the things that the people of St. Thomas's desire. In addition to that, she came with a lot of politics. A pile of politics. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Cleo wanting to have a say, but to hold Parliament hostage by standing in the way of the appointment of a leader of opposition. Yeah, you're right. And in not even holding, she is not also holding those people ransom. What about the people who voted for NRP?
Boy, Tessa, I was looking at the speaker and all when Cleon talking. Oh my God, no. There was a lot of restraint this evening. I think Cleon, I think from this evening, whoever advised no more defense. But next time you play offense because like try to be a little cleaner.
So we're gonna talk about today.
No, slammer. And let me get one thing off. First thing about slammer. What is the percentage chance that Cleon told him to call or was near him while the conversation was going on? What do you think is the percentage chance?
I think everybody listening from all angles, and it look like what happened is people now listen to what people saying directly. So it look like a lot of hearsay are going, and them I reply to the hearsay rather than the facts, because I watched that clip, right, where he called in and Carla said, listen, it's facts we talking.
No, but watch
And
out.
I'll
You're get away from the point when I asking you. She was there. You believe her? She tell on Carleen? She was there when
no,
he was on. Okay, that's what you believe, Jason. Congratulations. Can you see that? How come it doesn't say 100%? Because I mean, you got somebody out there who not believe. So, I think it's in the 90s though. Well, then again, you know how come I might be rolling with you? I feel like it might have been a freelance thing until the phone hang up. I think that's when it became apparent that this conversation was going on, and that's what went on. So it might be possible. Maybe we're looking at a 98% chance. Here the next thing we want to talk about. Can everybody get on Slammer case, right? What Slammer say we're wrong? Tell me the problem with what Slammer say. This is what we want to know. What Slammer say will get everybody surprised.
well, Slammer only could respond to what the wife tell him.
Me not ask you that. Me ask you what Slammer say. What get everybody so twisted?
Slammer say his wife has been bullied for the longest way, and he saved, and Cleon saved NRP.
And she breathe life into the party.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why me ask this, right? So you feel like the response was justified?
No, because if Cleon bring life to the party, they would not Janice would not get an extra vote there.
No, but me ask, but me mean you feel like to what Slammer say, you ain't feel like people who get a little bit too upset and twisted at what Slammer said. I mean really. Okay. Here what my choice, right? If your choice is slam attack, so much of nonsense, right? You're not really supposed to respond to nonsense. You know? If slam and attack nothing convincing, you're not supposed to be intimidated by what slam said. That's how come me ask.
Oh my goodness.
That's how come me ask. How come? Like what slam said? What was so? Because really and truly, when I listen back to tell me, is the lady who calling from Antigua what? What? She had the fire. You check. Um, you feel like when I Lab is step back from the situation. You feel like Cleon has been bullied in the public.
Um, the thing about it is, right? True emotion. Listen to me. True emotions are
Mm.
running high. I feel like she taking everything as a shot rather than listening to what people saying, whatever. Because you know how we make we approach, and especially dealing with people in St. Thomas's. You know what I mean? Some people maybe say, "But you sound like an asshole," but you go take it and say, "Oh, so you call me an asshole?"
I feel you. And by
So
the
I
way, as I
guess
said,
is
if I want to
uh
call Abby an asshole, this is one of the few shows. You could call Abby an asshole in the comment. Yeah, yeah,
so
but you feel
I
like you're
feel
taking
like
it personal.
I feel like she didn't take the approach lately because she was expecting people to must stand with she, but she gotta remember is people make the party. So all these and the height of pettiness where we reach so far right now is that if she hearing somebody and somebody tell me wrong, it look like she unfriending them too. So you're unfriending people, you know what I mean? Like only the premier winner does that.
I feel you.
So with
Well,
so with that being said, you know, like there are three sides to a story at the end of the day, but based on what I am seeing and reflecting on, me sure if me type in Cleon, maybe got me black as a friend too. And maybe hear the truth of me attack because up to now I'm not gonna say anything about the family or anybody who was around she or whatever, attack her personally, but we're just talking politics here. We're talking about the situation here politically.
I feel you. Um, one thing is, oh, she not black man. She ain't black man. I'm still a friend of the honorable Cleo. Still
But
putting
you but you
respect.
but you get what I'm saying though. You check it out.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
we wouldn't agree with certain things the premier and other people do politically, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna attack him personally.
And by the way, 'cause that's another thing. Um, for you politicians out there and public figures out there, your pettiness is just more content there. So if you want to be petty, I backing you personally. That's another thing. Go on with your pettiness. I like it. Um,
Because Alan, we could get because like anybody could get personal at any time, because I could have simply say when he doing a men can cook videos, you know what I mean? You posting that you're cooking every week after you look, Alexis just come one day and just beat you in cooking. I have not seen anyone attack her personally as Jason explained people. Yeah.
um, see, so because this is the next side of the thing to know. Cleon actually like you are. I hear Devon say this too, and this is facts. You're a public figure. Um, really and truly, you're in a position where you got to be bigger to it. So even though you're getting knocked, um, you don't got people who pan a Navy's team, which is performing in Navy's and get booed by Navy's people, and still went to and do what you be
A
there to do.
video, a whole video get leak out with me. I eat, and guess what? Navy's people chastise me say me can't eat. All me could do, I learn from that then eat better.
Um, what you know, I be go deal with a small little piece of SK news. Um,
Oh yeah.
honorable, honorable God Wilkin, Garth Lucian Wilkin. Um, to catch everybody up to speed, um, Mr. Wilkin would have brought proceedings against Ian Patch's library, telling him stop talking about me, stop talking about me and pay me social security for me nanny. What is being referred to in St. Kitts and Nevis right now as Nanny Gate. And his injunction was dismissed, and he has since filed a discontinuance on the matter. You understand? Patches now crank it up to 11. Patches say he now pay his social security. That's a criminal offense. At the time when he was appointed, he should not have even qualify. According to Patches, Honorable AG, go easy with me. You check it out. According to Patches, see, he not even qualified at that time. Understand? And also in breach since. So, what going on? Because Patches also the AG need to resign. And the AG been putting pressure on people, man. AG been saying he this is the thing about when you call out people, eh? Me ask all the biscuit you hear me preach today. Me hear a little piece of lecture then me say, oh my, me ask what? Whoa. With gunshots in between them. Good thing Janice not been within range. So yeah, the AG was saying, the AG yeah, has been this man, you know, he come out, he's shining a light on all the badness that is going on, and he's going to do reforms and this and this and that. And Patches like he get him a little run out there. So you feel like the age you got for this infraction.
Hmm.
Both past and recently ongoing.
Something has to be done regardless of what. Because I don't hear the ages talking with so much confidence of this and that because even for marijuana split smoking in public, you will be charged $1,000 on all the type of stuff, you know? So you putting things into place, you know what I mean? They get a taste of your own medicine, yo.
As we talk about the marijuana thing, I feel like I'm going for a Banky show. But Banky, I got something for you. Yeah, I've been want to do it here tonight, but my God, I'll be got other things. Maybe I will come on to that later. But got another little confusion to raise. Maybe if there's enough cannabis users out there tonight, I could tell I tonight. But I got to love on Banky. The people go know. I got to put the rest of them over fight with the AG when they read that piece of thing. How can the person who is charged to uphold laws, breaking the law. Well, one thing I would say, right, if Mr. Wilkin is to get a chance, he is going to have to be the cleanest thing you could ever see. You can't talk about no more infractions, Mr. Wilkin, otherwise you're over. And not only that, I mean, you're the Minister of Justice and I not care about. You're going to have to kind of ease up now. Because we're looking at you and, we see you a man. Like a we, what I mean?
Yeah,
You got
because
faults.
because
So
Alan, this only
mhm.
one thing we know of. He basically got caught. So this only one we know of. You know what I mean? We don't know how many more is there.
Mr. Chapman, I agree with you. But if you listen closely to what Patches said, he said that money was outstanding on 3 occasions. The one you're talking about was the second, and then he said after he has been sworn in, he has also still from about September to December, January, something like that. So he didn't pay, according to Patches. So yeah, that's how come I'm saying there's an ongoing one. Really and truly, the last one really is the one that hurt. Even though the second one hurt too, because the second one is a run go pay after the first one. So I mean, it is what it is. With regards to that, as I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, Mister, you know, right now when you're giving us your stern warnings, you want to give us with a kind of. Cause we don't know because you don't know people don't got the lyrics for you. They're gonna say, "Remember, you're not pay your social security and I give you a chance." So, you know, talk to have a bit love. To choose a senator, you'll be here, so you always let us see who are the good people. She said she loved the people of number 5 tonight and she represented them. Um, Labitabo, you listen to Cleon tonight?
I listen some. I listen the emotional part. I was hearing she about the state of the art center, and she's saying she agrees. She agree with CCM, with the NIA, the government, with
Yes.
the airport. She commended them, and when look, she talking about leadership and what leadership means and blah blah blah. Then after that, she started getting emotional, talking about her story during a budget debate and
Yeah,
talking
Abby
about
got
the
to
constitution.
Abby got to get the resolution now. So I've been a circle back road and a food clear one again. Um Once again, I think just like with every other speaker that I would have listened to, I don't agree with everything that Cleon would have said, but she did make some valid points. I don't think she was 100 with the airport thing. I would say I did hear her speaking about EIAs, which that was something I agreed on. Particularly with regards to what the effect gonna be on the turtles and them laying and other species. So I don't think she was 100 for the in support of the government. Um, she was measured when she did speak about the actual issues, um, the regular mistakes. But I mean, no, just um, the parts, the parts that were outrageous this evening, and the parts that, oh my God, no, you see, and these are the selfish part of me again. These are the selfish part of me again. No, for the sake of how Parliament's supposed to run, Cleo, you should not do that again. This is the mature Alan speaking to you. This has been giving you wise advice. Cleon, you should do not do that again. You should go in there and you should be prepared. You shouldn't go in there and for the last 20 minutes talk just about yourself in Parliament and sound like one of the most selfish things. Cleon was in there. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, Cleon sin in Parliament tonight. Cleon in there, Cleon in there. Cleon said this is the most inhumane thing that has ever happened to anybody in modern day Nevis. Cleon compare her struggle right now. Cleon compare she struggle to Martin Luther King, who I will remind you was shot in the head because he was trying to get black people them rights. She compared herself to Malcolm X, sacrilegious. I done say some worthlessness in my life. Me never compare myself to Malcolm X. Me struggle and what me done do to Malcolm X. Even though you're a politician, clearly. Lad, man. And once again, an ex-man who was killed. Cleon was comparing herself to these people. Cleon says his struggle is like the struggle of Dr. Denzel Douglas and Mark Bradley. This is the struggle of a great politician. Oh my effing God tonight, yeah. With Cleon. Boy, Cleon just make me hold my head. And that's the part where me I tell you now. This is the part where me I tell you, Cleo. This is the immature I'm telling you. Keep it just like that. What? Oh my God, Cleo, keep it just like that. Go in a parliament, August. At one point, I dare me ask, who did Cleo oppose? The government or the opposition? This might be the very first speech from the opposition benches opposing the opposition benches. This is what we are right now. This is the cartoon what I see. If Janice was there, this would have been just like last year with Mark and this year. Telling you, would have been tough. Oh yeah, on a side note, get out of a clue on our way. If you're giving out the best dressed minister through the month of February, I'm gonna go with Spencer Brown. Okay? I'm also gonna recommend for the Honorable Eric Evelyn just go down one size, sir. One single size. And I think you're gonna be fine. Right? But as far as colors and diversity, I'm gonna go with Spencer Brand so far. Check it out. But yeah, boy, Cleon in there and Cleon start to tell you, but the Constitution is very important. And telling you about Section 58 and the discretion. Section 58 gives you. At one point in time, I said, what? What Cleon do? Cleon try to recruit ministers from the other side, who were against Mr. Bradley. She try reminding that them under Section 58 and they could fit into she government. What she gonna find? If you ask me for decent people and the Google Cleon girl live, well. No man, Adele, you missed out on quality content. Cleon was wilding to the maximum extent. You see, at the moment in time when Cleon said, I am unceremoniously shy. This is where Cleon could have had grace and said, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna leave y'all tonight. Cause Cleon done me talk some politics already. Cleon
Yep.
said, "Bano, the last 20 minutes here. Since me got Cleon like this said, well, since me got time, let me get this here off me chest." Cleon done start off the thing by addressing it. Done putting politics in the middle. And this is not at a time when if Cleon had been more Machiavellian and she was talking about leadership, and we didn't know what was going on, we would have assumed she's talking about my brand. But because the situation is what it is, the premier over there, and the premier and all oppose, the premier say, news people hear this? The premier and all, the premier is in the government benches like, you hear this here, boy? Me who are you listening to this saying? Cleon, come on. Cleon, me and all know. If me a bat and them and me a playing shot and them and a clap, they want me play the shot then. Me go play a different shot, Cleon. Me go make me runs a
But
different way. I feel
imagine them
like
attack and the premier. Imagine the premier just a laugh and then just a post on Facebook where she doing a speech where she think is important to her because she feel like at a point now everybody gonna be got eyes on her. But half her be lag out to tell the truth because me lag out too, you know. Me not tell a lie, you know. When you start to talk about your personal and this and that and all and thing there, me like you here for one reason and one reason only to represent the people. After you now you're talking about this and that and trying to compare yourself, lag out.
with Cleon, just so you know, my grandmother grew up and I grew up when my grandmother took her here talking about her grandmother. And my grandmother used to watch all the soaps. So you see you want to give me a story? Cleon, go ahead. All I never about here, I will be the one on YouTube logged in listening to what you got to say. Um, as I would say, Shante, she was measured. She criticized certain things. She supports certain things. She Oh yeah, one of the other good points that she made, she said that we need to have a decisive plan to deal with our public debt, which is now 525 million Eastern Caribbean dollars. Let's go, man. On the other side, the devil said he will follow a leader anywhere he goes. But we should not be parliament and should go through if English was the text you picture. So she not got no recommendations, Janice did. And you see, let me kind of end off on the Cleo one thing, right? Because I was gonna say this tonight. I wasn't sure if Cleo was gonna speak tonight. But if I had known, I should would have said this last week. Cleon, this was a very important speech for you. And I was looking at this speech. I was looking for you, Cleon. Because I tell myself, because I listened to Janice this morning, and I tell myself, well, suppose Cleon give me a better speech than Janice. Then I might have to watch Cleon and say, by Cleon, maybe you're supposed to be opposition leader too. But Cleon, based upon the performance that you displayed this tonight, you did not display the performance of a leader. Cleon, you went to it and you give me a story. At one point in time, Cleon watched the speaker in the face and tell the speaker she need to learn about the Constitution. Cleon, you could never, don't ever do that to the speaker. Who you talking to? Cleon even said something. Cleon said one time, and this was a shade too, you know. 'Cause,
Yeah.
and just to show you is a shade. Cleon said one time when I was in school in the UK, my teacher told me that the St. Kitts and Nevis Constitution is the most unique constitution in the world. And then Cleon said, I don't even know if that's true. Imagine you hear something you don't even ask, follow up to ask, well, why you find unique? You know what I mean? You don't know if that's true. So the shade is to let you know I went to school in the UK. Food need to know. You check it out. You are the screenshots. And this ain't even going into um some Cleon WhatsApp. Cleon, your Facebook friend talking to you, Alan talking to you, Cleon. You have to, in order, as I said, to get to get the moral side by you, you're gonna have to clean it up. And you'll say almost 100 times I should give reasons to defend her. Sure she has some show you something. Bye. As I tell you, ultimately, it's not even she gonna go from NRP at this point in time. Cleon best option right now, from my personal standpoint, gonna be to resign. But for the topics, Cleon don't resign. No, she not block me. Me fear. And it's not Cleon.
So you're trying to say Cleon is gonna keep us occupied with a lot of contents?
Yeah,
Contents are contents.
content. But I tell you, because Cleon says so like both the constitution with a joking thing and the speaker just watch back. Stonewall Jackson. Nothing. No. But yeah, I don't want it to end Cleon. You know what I'm saying? I support I support everybody. So you're the way you got to do. But Cleon as I say no.
Yeah.
You got to talk to them.
First time I ever hear Eric stuttering, like that is not doing out and the words out of him.
Gent and Eric had a different disposition. Aggressive Eric. Me not sure if me like aggressive Eric. You don't feel like Brand should have been the deputy premier? How come Brand
I
not
think he
deputy?
gotta do. I think he gotta do with the seniority.
But Brand run since 2013.
Seniority at the seat.
Seniority of this seat. The two of them win the seat the same time.
Yeah,
2017.
but one seat more sure than one.
So then I have confidence in Brand.
They could, but what be happen to two seat up for grabs still? So we just waiting for the strikeout.
And okay, let me adjust that. 'Cause when I be a talking about who in the long gun and kind of thing. Oh yeah, these are the last thing behind some of the things with Cleon. If Cleon has been allowed to make representations about being the leader of the opposition, the senator, then everything what Cleon has said with natural justice has been fulfilled. You know? But then again, right, Cleon is just tough, man. You're done. In my estimation, it's gonna be tough.
If
He's
somebody
clear
were
on.
writing Cleon speeches, if somebody were advising Cleon would have never gotten to talking about constitution and all those type of stuff. If she were being advised.
I feel like ultimately what she had of substance was a very short speech, and maybe she felt self-conscious because everybody else's presentation was a little longer. But I feel like she should have just stick to the facts at this point.
Like like for instance, you know what I mean? Like you already heard the honorable Janelle Nesbitt saying talking about how much money already spent, and when you look, you yourself know how much money already had spent, and like you're not even try counter that or whatever.
Um, Mr. Willett, Mr. Willett, if you have the clips, Mr. Willett, if you have the clips, you could play the clips, you know. But the first one I
And we
would like.
rolling.
Which one is the first one I would like? What? Yeah, Miss Nisbet from today. Miss Nisbet from today. That would be nice. Miss Nisbet. By the way, this is gonna be tough.
So she got
Completing the
caught in a lie.
interior is of the highest priority to our administration. That is why $12 million, Madam President, would have been allocated in this budget to ensure its timely completion. And Madam President, some would have you believe that we've blown through the initial $19 million estimate with no hospital to show for it. As Minister Evelyn indicated, Madam President, we like facts on this side. As the young people say, we have our receipts. So, Madam President, to date, we have spent $8,342,443.76 out of the initial $19 million budgeted. We would have only spent $8,342,443.76 out of the initial $19 million budgeted. So when you hear talks of over budget, I want the House to have the official figures on record, not those imagined or otherwise, Madam President.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And first of all, we're gonna mark it down, and we're gonna understand that Miss Nisbet is saying in Parliament today that the official figure spent at the hospital so far is 8,342,000 and whatever rest dollars. That's your story, and you're sticking to it. You check it out. Now,
yeah, but
we have two other clips. And Mr. Cornelius, I hope you're paying attention because you got some questions to ask at the press conference. So, Mr. Willett, whether you want to give us the premiere, or if you want to give us the other clip from Parliament, which describe the actual, which describes what was spent, we could take another clip there as well to see what's going on.
run it.
Utilize this space, and so they have come back with a revised plan. Mr. President, my figures from the persons at finance as well as the project manager is showing us that the amount paid out to contractors and subcontractors so far amounted to $6.853 million. There is an additional amount of another $6.218 million remaining for the contractors and subcontractors. And this amount includes variation. Because remember I said earlier, I gave you what the initial plan was, and now we have come back with an almost, well, addition to 6 additions to the new building. And so indeed there will be variations. What I can say to you, Mr. President, and based on the figures that I've been given, we have now used $14.218 million out of the $19 million allocated for this project. It means then, Mr. President, that we are still under budget.
Yeah, boy. Hallelujah, Hazel. Hallelujah.
I feel you. We are in the budget. I just want to know what going on with them dollars in between us.
Run the mark clip. I want to hear the premiers. The premier has the last call in this. Those
like
are junior
no secret
ministers.
that right now there is a hospital project going on, but we've seen that it's incomplete. And not only that it's incomplete, it is, I think it's behind and it's definitely over budget. So we would like to know, well, what are some of the issues?
Correct one aspect of your error. The hospital is not over budget.
It's not over
It
budget.
is behind, but it's not over budget. And I think our junior Minister of Health spoke to that eloquently in the last budget debates in the House in December. She broke it down. She explained what the budget was and how much has been spent thus far.
Okay,
So at
remind
this
us.
point, it is not over budget.
Remind us at this point. Do you remember those figures?
I believe that the number that she spoke to was somewhere in the region of 15 million or thereabouts, and I think she said that some 13 million has been spent thus far. But she did speak publicly on it in the budget debate.
So technically,
yes.
15, 13 million, do we see it completing within budget? 2 million, you think?
Well, we will have to spend some extra money, yes. Okay. But at this point, I'm saying at this point, it is incorrect to say that the hospital is over budget because we've not yet even exhausted the initial amount.
I take that back. I take that part back. But what are some of the issues where we see why it's behind then? Well, if we have already budgeted for it.
First of all, it seems to me that in the ongoing discussion that people forget that we had 2 years of COVID. Mm-hmm. And I know that it is not popular for people to talk about COVID because people see it as an excuse. But
Adele, you the in the old clip too, a comment, Adele, you a superstar. You everywhere, you following. Oh my goodness, Adele. Hey, Adele used to teach me IT.
Mm-hmm. I was unaware.
Anyways, we rolling forward. There's a $6 million disappear with the hack. What?
So Ms. Nisbet, we would need to understand what is taking place if the auditors wasn't working correctly. What was going on this or so? Because we don't hear from the premier as well. So at least
the only thing they could tell me now that they get hacked. The only thing they could tell me now that they get hacked 2 years ago. Lord, they make me classmate look like I'm a fool. But you say to a story still.
Your classmate did well in the budget though. She has allocated to her I'm seeing here $49 million. Yeah, so she doing well. The Ministry of, under the Ministry of Health, Gender Affairs and Community Development.
$49 million?
Yeah, more than
For what?
Spencer. For the Ministry of Health and Gender Affairs and Social and Community Development, she got 49 million.
Wow. Surprise, women are natural leaders, boy.
Until you're more than Spencer.
Wow. Imagine that.
The two junior ministers actually, because Try actually got another 44 million.
Wow. And they normally get how much a year from Singits?
They budgeted for 66 million, but I was told it really supposed to be more like they get 77 last year, and I think that's closer to the figure what it's supposed to be. Honest mistake, yeah, that.
And they said they have allocated some funds for entertainment.
Oh, yes. DJ Woodis would be happy to know that $1.5 million has been allocated for the advancement of entertainment in Nevis this year. So entertainers, I need to, figure out what it is I want, what the system could do to
Well,
improve the
tax
situation in a long term.
tax-paying tax-paying entertainers.
Um, I would say all entertainers, and I would encourage the government to look at it as all entertainers too. And I'm only saying it from this perspective. If them get you and they start to make money, he gonna end up come back to you. If they really make their name and they're from Nevis, it's still like you know much an artist from out there, but them man been a bums and so. Man don't really deal with nothing. But wow, they could play music. So if we could get something going on, Culturama, I finally see the number for Culturama. I was unaware, but the government said Culturama will receive $1 million subvention. I did not know it was a
But
$1 million. That don't include sponsors.
but normally Culturama, but we know how much Culturama they'll be making every year.
I ain't see a figure for how much they are making.
Because as far as I know, he mentioned Culturama for 2024.
No, this is 2023 maybe he make an honest mistake. I'm waiting to hear one thing. Alexis would have advised the premier on Devon, please let the premier know the people has the right to know, especially when he's getting that hefty salary. Well, delicious. The man said that the man a deal with the airport right now. The big deal right now. When you're dealing with Zook, just think about big deals. Which senator?
Trouble come.
In reference to what? Shante.
Little.
The overall picture of the budget. As I told y'all before, when we come to what the premier said, he said when you add in the statutory bodies and the public debt, the Nevis Island administration, he used some language I never hear before, Jay. He said the central government. We never hear about the central government yet, but the point is the government is in debt by $525 million.
Wow.
The premier intends overall. He has budgeted an expenditure of $261 million.
So we in the red?
We always red. We redder than red. You know see what me got, huh?
Like
You know,
500 and what million in the red?
this is budget time. You either in the red or in the black, yeah? The Mondo check supposed to get $500,000. And the $1,000,000 is supposed to be different too. There's another $250,000 what is just for the renovation of the complex. I ain't see anything for the village. Well, government contracts on GG. You won't know what's going on. Government can't hold the money. The
500
premier
and what?
one thing that I know that was strange. The premier has generally outlined the airport. You know what I mean? The need for expansion of the airport. He would have spoken about. There is nothing in the budget with regards to money at the airport. And because even he said, it's only estimates. If we so close to doing this thing with the airport, I feel like some kind of estimate should have gone in. Unless there is no intention. But as me tell her, I don't feel like the airport ever get do again.
So the only thing clear and support about the government now fall through?
But I wanna I saw in there just as well that the non-established workers pension scheme is supposed to start this year. I saw that, and that you are supposed to be able to, he said, resign, stop working, and know that you will be taken care of. How much
I
revenue
don't.
was projected from the budgetary support from SK? $66 million was projected as the revenue
Wow.
from SK. 66 million. I was told that, not even I was told. When I was listening, tell me, Dr. Daly said that Dr. Jose is 6.5 million and he ain't gonna move from there. And when you add up that over the year, that's supposed to be 78 million. We get 77.5 supposedly last year. I don't know why I see 66 million in the budget, by the way. I don't understand. But
The hack.
that's what happened. So, and really and truly, we're going on with the budget. We just got to pray. Right now, when you're thinking about life, if you ever hear that they're like America, UK, they say that no, them done. Then I want the CBI thing go on no more, and the CBI thing mash up. Just let understand in life. It's over for us at that point in time. Because as the premier would have explained, he planned to run a deficit budget by about $49 million. Because he planned to spend $195 million in cash. And he planned to bring in $146 million. And he said he would subsidize the loss with the CBI money. So he took out 49 million, and then he said the remaining 17 million would go into capital expenditures.
And we still got to pay back the loan from the $17 million, the $1 million grant and all that type of stuff for the
The
geothermal.
17 million is not going to no kind of loan. He said the 17 million. Let me tell you about. But the 17 million going to capital expenditure. Yeah. He said that, and this is one of the reasons why I don't understand what the premier is saying, because the premier kind of backs himself in and kind of, the premier said, well, the premier said a number of things what confuse me. He start off and he tell you, it's tough economic times right now. Growth is expected, is lower than expected, and for the Caribbean is expected to be mostly 2.1% and no 1.9 and 2.1% over the next couple of years. He tell you America is gonna have a technical recession and all them kind of things there. Next thing, when he ready to talk about tourism, because at that point now he was trying to explain why things kind of slow. When he ready to talk about tourism, he's saying, lifting the COVID restrictions, people got more money. You just tell me people broke in at the first part, you know. Now you tell me, well, things have a speed up because things are get back kind of good. He kind of, me feel like people are traveling now because the COVID situation. But from my understanding, America, yeah, inflation has things tighter than they would have been. Europe, England about to start to feel Brexit hard. Clean. Yo, I need to stay off a clean case, and I don't want to see clean. I have to clean, man. Y'all take it easy with Cleo. Cleo has made her decisions. She is standing on principle, and we just got to live with it right now. Really and truly, I would have liked the people of St. Thomas's to really, because it's a St. Thomas's issue at the end of the day. Politics is local, and even no matter what I say, if St. Thomas's people behind a Cleon, then ultimately Cleon I like to stand down. If they could do it. The Taiwanese always done it something, but later down the road, the premier comes and says it was bought by the. Really and truly, the premier is saying that we only borrowing must be like $11 million, they say, you know? And that's it. And he said we're not looking at any extra loans unless it is critically important. But based upon the budget that you give me, I think that it will be critically important. Just based on what I'm saying. No, Jetty, me not blame me and slam our family. I was unaware of the family relations between me and Slam. But that the next thing, but me no Slam. All what me I say, me not.
So you believe? So Alan, you believe they're supposed to be Senator Cleon chose still an NRP?
Listen, man. Like, what is your beef? What is your beef with the DJ? Come, let we go. We got DJ and DJ beef, and you need to get it off your chest. You're getting like Cleon now.
Me not,
And you're trying to say,
me not gonna be. Me just concerned
um,
about my friend.
well, here's what I would still say with regards to your friend. Because you're asking me whether or not he's still a NRP. If me not slam nobody in a while, but if whether or not he's an NRP anymore, he have a right to choose whatever he wanna do. So if he wanna be an NRP on certain days of the week and assist him on others, and he wanna be an independent the others, I feel like he's free to do that. Remember, me naive to this politics thing, you know. Cause watch you, make a watch you right, and you come from a supposedly blue or green family or whatever. Me not watch you like I say, you know. You don't got to really like, you got certain people who like they are political. You know what I'm saying? Me talk more politics. You check. So me not really me more naive
Let me,
to the point.
let me send a WhatsApp message, but friend, you still ain't happy?
Issue with the young
Somebody
businessman.
send X-ray message. Ask if you still ain't happy.
Me not thinking happy got no problem with X-ray. Well, who got problem with X-ray? That a them problem. Big up 5 trees.
Big up
I
five
just
trees all the way.
I was just giving you room cause like I say I don't know. You wanted to say something about DJ X-ray, and as me I said,
Me not got nothing.
me not
No, I
watch.
ain't got nothing to, you know what I mean? I just concerned, you know what I mean? Because it's like, now all of this happen now, all we hearing is clear on, because it look like this shit got so messy, certain people take with themselves now.
Well, when you're under attack, that is a situation normally in a life where everything get galvanized. Who for you?
Yeah.
Show up yourself, cause you got to be for them for real. You check it out. It's only certain people really just get to kind of talk and say whatever they feel like. And there is only in situations where at all moment in time you call it how it is. If I ever hear Jason say he can sound about you, it's not true, okay? And Miss Lewis, whoever you been know that there, boy, them they're very badly off. Very badly off. They don't know nothing. I need help.
I saw a lot you got me. Mm-mm. Justice for me. How long you like I got files there, run the files there, bro?
No, me just, what?
And for guys, if you want to join the group chat, Master Control, you could send the link in the comments, so you could, you know what I mean, you could give us a shout out or whatever, you know what I mean. We could have a chit chat. We could be interactive with one another of your opinion going forward. We have our own group chat, hot topics group chat. So, Master Control, you could comment, you could send in the link in the comments. You know what I mean, and also pin it so everybody else could get it. You know.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I tell
man.
you that the premier budget 100 million for yourself.
What do you mean for yourself?
I mean for his ministries, the premier's ministries was 11 million and finance is 89. That now 100 million. 11 and 89.
Yo.
I, I would have liked if somebody had budget is on Thursday. The premier has parliament on tomorrow in Sinkits, he and Eric. So they will be traveling to Sinkits to represent us in the federal house, and they will be joined by the third Hebrew, Mr. Alexis Jeffers, as they travel to Sinkits to discuss whatever it is bill they're discussing on there. Is to be advisors in his ministry. But yeah, all these things.
100
Um,
million.
Iona, just so you know, Iona, $80,000 has been allocated in the budget to the non-established workers. $80,000. So go relax them again now. They got $80,000 down there.
Towards what 80,000 dollars could do.
Boy, Pana, me and I tell you again now.
$80,000 alone, a one person little money retire with. And that's not
No
even
man,
enough.
no man. Non-established pension ain't supposed to be like a regular pension, so that like they getting a percentage of the money or something like that. So If it's a severance scheme, $80,000. Ain't gonna do nothing for that. No, $80,000 ain't gonna do nothing for that.
What's happening, Sammy? What is happening? Everybody get money? Ministries a get money? Something good happening. They got
Big up
beef. Something good happen.
by that again. You see,
Hey,
that
and next thing too, when you see certain people say certain things happening, you gotta look at what department they work and which part they get the figures from it.
big up the Chance and Methodist Church. Chance and Methodist Church get $500,000 for renovations. The government is gonna do a water drilling program with $0 allocated to it. Wonderful indeed. I want to see how that is gonna be achieved. Fort Charles get another 250,000. Let me see how that go. I think they're gonna build a hurricane shelter, and $400,000 has been allocated to that. I don't know if one is already in existence. If it's talking about, they're just gonna put that there to the
But wait,
one
you
that
say
designated.
Methodist Church get 500,000?
That's what I'm reading right here. So $500,000 is allocated to the Chancellor Methodist Church
Wow,
for renovations
wow,
and restoration.
hallelujah,
I think it's a
hallelujah.
historical. I feel like it's a historical site too. I want to believe that would be the
St.
rationale.
Paul's one too. Hallelujah.
Listen, right? Next thing what me I watch, right? I'm just looking at the budget allocations. Right? How is it possible that junior ministers are handled got more resources than like Ministry of Communications, Public Works, Post, Physical Planning, and all them things, the disaster management and all them kind of things. How is it possible junior ministers got more money than Spencer Brand? More resources? How is this possible? Is this reasonable? Me looking into this too much? Me try cause confusion? What kind of?
What you mean what going on? Something good is happening. Junior minister get to manage money.
Me just
So try to control money again?
the Ministry of Education, of which he's in control, and youth and sports and so,
Wow.
has been allocated $44 million.
So start run truck for education now.
Renovation of complex. Um, farmers and fishers. There's $100,000 out there. Is a loan, to be sure. They ain't giving you nothing, but yeah, $100,000. If you got a scheme and you want a little thing, I'm just saying it's out there. Feral animal control, is $1 million. Them man budget to that. Who even does pick up
What?
them dead animal? The dead animals and them also. Feral
How much you
animals.
budgeted, right?
$1 million.
What?
Yeah. See how much culture, man.
Wait, wait, wait. Let me try work out something. You donate. You give the church 500,000 for renovation, and you have $1 million for dead animals. CCM,
So,
I love you. There's money out there to be made.
salaries. Salaries.
Ah, a million. A million, no?
personal emoluments, which will include salaries, wages, and allowances, is estimated to be
Mm-hmm.
$100 million. Yeah, $100 million. So basically, all the money what the premier control is gonna be. I'm not saying that he's gonna spend all his salary. I'm just telling you, Kyle. Remember, he don't say he gonna have a gap. Cause he gonna need $49
Well,
million.
well, it's in process. So I guess let me hope the money ain't last 6 months.
Listen, watch it. Right? To be real, 'cause I feel like I hear the premier say at the end, and this was when he was talking about this is just an estimate, you know. So things could change if funds are not available or made available. And that also confused me because he don't tell me now look no more loan. Even though he say within particular parameters. When I be of $525 million now, right? But I got to, at some particular point in time, I got to look at this $525 million and ask ourselves what is taking place. At some moment
So
in time.
so so in all this come up to $525 million, or you saying we in the red $525 million?
I'm talking about overall. This year he basically saying he's gonna be in the red by 32 million. And really and truly, cause he got some kind of he got some millions missing. He really say he gonna be in the red this year by like 50 million, but he gonna use CBI to make back to balance back.
So we have any idea of the last year's budget, how much we in the red by and all that type of stuff?
Yeah. But last year, this year saying 35 in the overall and 18 in the primary in the red.
So are we gonna put the 18 and 35 together and get a figure? Or this is something totally different?
It totally one is a primary balance and one is an overall balance. So that's how come I was telling you. In the overall, it's a 35 down, and in the primary, it's a 18 down.
Hmm.
Boy, Jetty, what was there? Cleon met me now.
And this and how much the budget was for allocated for last year? Like, was it the same 500 and something million, or was it less than that? Like, how
Well,
much less?
this is what I'm trying to tell you, that 500 and something million, Remember, the government going on for years and years and years, right? So
Yeah.
over time, you either in the red, just like a bank account, or in the black. What I'm trying to tell you is, our accumulated every year, we taking a loss, we taking a loss, we taking a loss. When you count up that figure, overall, the public debt is 525. That's what all the losses have amounted to up until this time.
From which time to this time?
Forever. From since he had Nevis. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is Nevis bank account. Think of it as a bank account, but this is what Nevis one that time. Minus
Okay.
520 million. If NRP gain, is the same bank account.
Okay.
Is Nevis bank account. That's how come I tell you the public debt. Public debt can't be in the NRP
Okay.
got public debt and CCM got it. Nevis public debt is $525 million. When you count up, because that's what I'm telling you. If you lose 20 million for 10 years, that's a 200 million.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. And that's how come I say. And that's how come I agree with Cleo. We need to come up with some kind of actual strategy for how we are going to get rid of that $525 million worth of debt when we're not living in a. At least watch away. If you got them type of debt there, you wanna be able to see it within the scheme of the community. If you got them kind of debt,
Yeah.
and we
Not have
can't
them
just
there, not go on.
yeah, and you can continue to just accumulate it as Mr. Because when you watch, if you watch certain videos, they would tell you that Sri Lanka, if you're paying attention to what's going on in Sri Lanka, it got more countries are gonna go the way of Sri Lanka, you know. If enough negative things collide within your economy, and all of a sudden you can't pay your interest payments, as a government you go broke. That's how come me try to tell you we can't afford nothing happen to the CBI right now.
Otherwise,
Even the
dark debt.
yeah, even the premier tell you his whole plan is based upon being able to have the CBI money. Otherwise, we ain't gonna be up and running. And even when we get the CBI money there, we still budgeted to be in the red by at least $32 million. Which simply tell you that a lot of the things that are being spoken about to be done will not actually get done. In reality, we don't see how the money will come from. Where do the bonds fit into the debt? The bonds fit into the debt because the bonds represent like the value. The bonds gonna represent the value of the debt. So if I am a bond holder and I see things going a particular way in the news and say me try to redeem, if enough people try to redeem, just like in any company, and you can't pay them the money, then the bonds become worthless, then the government become essentially bankrupt
And
because
the
they can't.
airport deal get Nevis out of debt. Nope.
Um,
Nope.
Marlene, here how I'm answer. The airport deal could get nearest out of that. If the airport
When?
deal is it, boy, listen. Let me tell you my story, man. If the airport deal is everything that the premier said that it is, with one or two adjustments, the airport deal will get happy with that.
Nope.
How you mean? Remember what the premier said? The premier said hang on for jets. Particularly private jets. You understand? Fuel storage, refueling. We at
The, pre- the, the premium and go say extra money at our son.
no. Me just to tell you if everything with regional airlines 70 to 80 passengers, if everything what the premier said happen,
Nope.
okay, I take it back. That in and of itself can't take a bill out of that. but it would make a
Nope.
big dent. It would make a dent. Jason, let me tell you something. Let me tell you facts.
Before
Facts.
we make the money
If
there, the
you,
airport they're gonna privatize.
if you tell me on a realistic level, Jason, that I could go a castle right now, check in over there with people who are minnow, jump on a plane, and in 3.5 hours I am in Miami. Jason, I'm rolling.
Nope.
I'm
Here's
rolling.
why I'm gonna. Here's why I'm gonna say no.
Go ahead.
We are not a main attraction. That's one. Number two, the premier only concerned about a certain niche. You check it out. So with that, with that two things happening right there, that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? When people wanna do things because people want things for themselves a certain way. Like for instance, you find people build clubs downtown and then that pop in, but they say they want to make money. But when you really look at the conclusion of it, they only want it for themselves to have some self space. You check it out, so they know they could do certain stuff lucratively or illegally. So if he ain't working as it is now, you check it out, and we really need the help. Somebody gonna take advantage of something. So, in terms of the privatizing and in terms of that analysis of the with gas and all anything there, nope. How and gas prices going up and all that type of shit and blah blah blah. Uh Ukraine and Russia and blah blah blah. And you wanna tell me about some things who brighten my light and you don't shadow it? Nope, that ain't happening. What happened is people he got confidential he got people with under confidentiality. Yes, I mean wanna come without people not knowing they're here, so they're willing to spend our money for that. For that. So if we do get some sort of money, it would be only a one time.
For the airport.
Yeah, what I mean one time, meaning if the premier does get money from these people, it would be only a one time money. So if he get $100 million, that is it.
No, but well, what
Nothing
he
else
said,
after.
what he really trying. Listen, hear what the premier really trying to do. Remember, I tell you, the premier is a rapper, right? So I feel like the premier have been watching a lot of Jay Z, and the premier see that Jay Z, for example, by Duce and get Duce kind of popping and just sell it for 500 mil. So what the premier wanna do now? He wanna do a collaboration, like Nike with the shoes. And he want to do this collaboration. He want to get the airport popping. You know what I'm saying? And then he's saying that because the airport, he's saying some of people. That's how come I'm telling you, based on the premier plan, some of people gonna be at the airport, right? That he easily, the premier said, Nevis people ain't gonna have to pay no money towards this.
Listen
This
to
is
what
how
I'm saying,
that's how
Alan. I get
successful.
I get that enough. But the reality of the situation is right. What's supposed to be happening was supposed to be done 10 years ago. Because guess what? You understand me? Motherfuckers going to Mexico like dog and cause what? You know what I mean? The sun, the beach, and the food is cheap.
Also
You
the
know what I mean?
ladies
So
and the web.
ah so so the niche that he wanted already blew through the window 10 years ago.
No, the niche that he wanted in Blood to the Water yet. And you wouldn't believe, this year, ladies and gentlemen, this year is the 10-year anniversary of the dog farm niche. I was actually looking for the clip. You understand? So we need to celebrate this anniversary. I need a dog farm, on that infamous evening over in Brick Hill those many years ago. Also, for those wondering, I know I'm gonna have to. I actually did not listen to the premiers in time. Well, I know everything he said. I know every word he said, but I have not looked at him for his entire speech. When I did look at the premier, I realized that I rent in space in the premier head. I live in the premier head, rent free. I see the premier, and at least in the first hour when I watched the premier dribble 16 times, he was advancing the ball constantly. He started off barehanded, but then someone alerted him and he found his rag. And I want to big up to the premier. You understand? The only thing about the rag now, you can't put the rag to your mouth and then to your forehead. Ain't gonna work. Cause then your forehead gonna smell like mud. You can deal it. Tanya make a to count. I don't know why everybody else wasn't counting. A jump, make a jump. You understand?
Well,
Every
well,
time.
Alan suppose a fix the man had pan the thing and put on the fire. Do you know now? If a fix the
No,
man had,
that no, well, you can't put Vicks by your mouth like a so. You understand? I see the premier. He even had some double dribbles and all. That's definitely a trouble. You can't do that in the league, Mr. Premier. You don't get caught slipping on your pivot foot player. You
yeah.
can't do
When you oil,
that.
when, when you oil up with the right stuff.
Yeah, man. And I see the premier then, by he got to pause and swallow. Mr. Premier, man, I think about arguing that
Shamarko
he
ain't
would
giving
be
you
at
the
the
good
premier.
product. Shamarko ain't giving you the good product at all. Vex with you.
Or he need a Beijing.
Okay,
He
on
need a
Peru,
Beijing.
man. Peru, you need to go.
But yeah, so I'm gonna come
Peru!
back.
Ah!
I'm, and also the premier is gonna be doing his response. So he's at 16 dribbles. When I was looking, I still have to listen to 58 more minutes, and he's gonna do a response. Mr. Premier, I feel like you're gonna make a 50. I feel like you're gonna make a 50. So we're gonna see whether it's over one innings or if you're gonna combine. Cause you might make a big
Where's the
50.
Tanya? Long half now. Well, Tanya, we all know nothing good from Colombia right now, no? Nothing, not a thing good from Colombia right now. I go Peru. Colombia
Um,
overrated and saturated.
oh yeah, I want somebody tell me, right? Yeah, Tanya, you can't close him out. I understand. It's rough in the streets. He go. He got a bad job. It's a bad job. I hope when it's my time, I could get a little better than that. But it's tough.
Sweating my knees. Anyways,
I've been getting some. Oh yeah, crime. Jason, I want to know, and let me know in the comments too, if this is an unreasonable take that I think all governments should deal with. So I don't know, how did they decide who went first between Dr. Hodge and Cleo? Well, Mr. Taylor, I was informed it is alleged that Miss Stapleton Simmons arrived late to Parliament this morning. So, seeing as it was the opposition to speak first, I would think that that made it easy to determine that Janice would go first. If you really think about it, let me do a little bit of conspiracy theory based on what Cleon had to say. I don't feel like Cleon intended to speak first. I feel like Cleon me one the last say. You check it out. I feel like that was the plan going into this thing. So this is my thing with regards to crime. I heard the premier say we have done a good job to reduce crime. We are reducing crime. I want to free the premier and every politician from the burden of reducing crime. I say that because I feel like overall you do the best you could do, and sometimes people go off for different reasons and crime is committed. I don't feel like it is the government that get no I don't feel like the government is supposed to get no credit. I feel like the government is supposed to get credit if what Marlene not talking about flaccid. Marlene, you need to behave. Um I feel like the government need to get credit for solving crime. And I think that the government need to start to gather more statistics. Not saying that crime is going down, but let me know. Will 100 crime happen and you solve X amount? Because regardless of how much crime is happening, and crime
You
will
still
happen,
not solve them.
we need to know how much we're solving so that we could actually start to really invest in the areas where we could start to say, well, okay, we're not even, as me I said, deter crime. And listen, me not say that you don't do your best. You don't have police patrolling, you don't like the CCTV and all them kind of thing there to deter crime. What me I kind of say is, bank get robbed high there with camera and security in there. One upon a real talk level, regardless of what you do, crime ever happen. If that is gonna be the case, if they're gonna go over by the airport, for example, and pick up the ATM machine, and we're gonna find the ATM machine up a fountain, what I think is the better thing? That the crime gonna happen, or that we actually get somebody to solve these crimes. Some feel like we need to work on not just the prevention but the detect the solving, man. Do we get down to some of these? Someone care. You see what I do top? I think me not need this. And top now my friend, by the way. That was just an admirer. If you look good, I admire you. I got to. Jason is 11 o'clock.
Well, time to roll out.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know what I mean, next week we're gonna have a more in-depth little discussion about the budget or whatever is going on. Maybe we'll have another episode of Cleon Tells It All. You know what I mean? Or weekly episode of Cleon Tells It All. Cleon Carleen. You've been requested on Real Talk Corner for an interview. The nation has questions. I certainly would make myself available for that interview.
And if you want to join the group chat, you could message Alan or whoever. You know what I mean? Could send you the group chat link or whatever. Somebody who is part of the group chat could send you guys.
People are afraid me. Message Jason. Y'all comfortable with Jason. Jason's African. Me just rough. And me ugly. So message Jason. Fun guy.
So you guys have a good night. I want to say thanks to Real Entertainment Network for having us here. And we're looking forward for you guys next week. So ciao.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night, everybody. Take it easy.
Do the right thing, okay? Just do the right thing.
But Jason, I see the cousins, you know. I got a picture with the cousins. Oh my god.
What are you saying?
You may end the show, you know. Everybody don't need to hear about the cousins. There's a Patreon content now. Yeah, man, I got a picture with the cousins. Even when I did looking at the cousins and I said, I don't really like this one. And then I see she in another picture, I was like, oh. Woof. Oh. All of them ain't gonna lose us. Not one single loser.
Yeah, but
You know, they're talented. Oh my God! You hear that? Oh my
so nothing for me.
God! No, no.
Up
If
to
they
now, me
needed two
can't get
guys,
a
I'm here. What going on with Ira, Mr. Willie?
musty guy shit. Friend, you guy shit.
You don't
Me
understand.
going for me laptop here.
Hey,
Mm.
right, Jason.
Tanya the Jew saying what it? Me hear you text me friend a hamburger and fries and I talk to him again since.
Well.
I afraid the polls right now they're attacking guys for hamburger and fries and don't talk to them.
Hamburger and fries.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mr. Willie. Wait.
Are you on a good night? Good night, everybody. Look like we're having an after show here. Mm.
I guess I'm going in the house.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
go
yeah,
with
oh
you.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Before the thing done, my mother's good thing me read me phone, good thing me read me phone. For anybody who could reach out to who
Can't have nobody to turn